working families and the senior citizens. I told the story the other day about how we got the price gouging penalties. Finally, and we're already starting to see breaks for consumers. I mean, you have the poster kids for these drugs like Humira, and we're starting to see price reductions. I thank my colleague for all his good work. I understand Senator Whitehouse, in his usual magnanimous way, is saying that he'd like Senator Cortez Masto to go first.
Thank you. I appreciate that. First of all, let me just reiterate what my colleagues have said. This is a great panel, and I hope this is one of many discussions we are having, because it takes more than 5 minutes to really dive into the issues here. So I appreciate everyone being here. I also want to thank our chairman and Senator Crapo, not only for holding this hearing, but really the work that we've done historically in this committee together to lower drug prices for so many across the country and continue to do. Today, I am introducing legislation called the Lower Drugs Cost for Families Act, and what it will do is penalize pharmaceutical companies for increasing the price of their drugs faster than the rate of inflation for patients in both the private health insurance market as well as Medicare. I think that's so important, is what we're talking about today. We have heard PBMs often prefer higher price drugs to reap in administrative fees. We've heard that today on a percentage of a drug's price. We know that health plans have incentives to limit overall drug spending. We've seen that as well. And we've also heard that PBMs get paid both by their health plan clients and by the drug companies they negotiate with. And this raises serious questions as to whether PBMs are serving the best interests of their clients, including union health funds. Obviously, transparency is key. That's what we're hearing about. But Dr. Gibbs, let me ask you this, because you note in your testimony that Capital RX has both financially and clinically aligned interests with its clients. As a PBM working with union payers, I'm curious about your perspective here as well. How is your PBM model different, and what does that mean for the patients?
Thank you, Senator, for your question. We work off what's called a single ledger model. We don't have to keep two separate sets of books, which have been referred to in many different aspects here today. What we reimburse the pharmacies is what we bill our clients. What we receive from pharmaceutical contracts is passed back to our clients 100%. Where that can be validated is with Consolidated Appropriations Act. PBMs had to report their third-party margin spread at retail. They had to report their rebates that were retained on specific clients. So the data is now there as of January 31st of this year. I don't know what the Department of Labor or CMS intends to do with that, but that'll shine the first light on what PBMs are making in this space, and I proudly put zeros in both of those columns.
And so can I ask you, what else should we be learning from your model that you've heard today that we haven't discussed, that we should be aware of?
I think first and foremost is the fact that the supply chain is complex because the basis is wrong. The fact that wholesale acquisition costs, which is kind of the starting point of drug pricing, when we actually survey pharmacies, their price is lower than that. Doesn't make sense. A pharmacy doesn't buy lower than the wholesaler. So that should tell us right away that we're starting off at a place that is nonsensical. And until we fix that, everything else we're talking about is gray noise. We have to fix the cost basis of drug pricing in this country. Rebates, well, everything ties to that. Rebates tie to WAC. Wholesaler price ties to WAC. AWP goes to pharmacy sometimes. So until that is all defined and revealed and becomes transparent, the rest of the fixes are going to continue to be in a spiral, in my opinion.
Thank you. And it's true. In Nevada, like every other state, I'm hearing from Nevadans, from our patients, from our pharmacies, all on the same issue. So it's not something that's unique to any one state. We have to figure this out. And I so appreciate the conversation today. I look forward to more of it so we could really address this issue. And I'm going to yield the remainder of my time to my